get started on today's podcast now. Happy Halloween, by the way, since we know it's tomorrow technically, but we're just saying Happy Halloween now.
Ooh. Get out of here, bro.
Yikes.
Did you just have your wife?
And because it's Halloween, we're going to be discussing our favorite horror games.
And not just because everybody got.
When you did that, ooh, I almost thought you had a thigh cramp. I don't know.
Was that a hyena or Michael laughing? I can't wait for Jacob to listen to this. Jacob's going, what the?
Michael sounds like he sounds like a monkey.
That's a hyena. Dude.
I don't think hyenas sound
monkey,
like that.
monkey, hyena, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, dude.
Oh my god.
Anyways, so yeah, today we're going to be discussing our favorite horror games, and then we're also going to be talking about the return of the Mandalorian, which we made Michael watch, by the way, so you could.
It's a very Halloween TV show. Yeah.
Yeah, very Halloween-y,
Yeah.
It's got a goblin in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
got a bunch of dudes dressing in a bunch of crappy costumes. You got a freaking puppet that's trying to be a baby. I mean, it's
Even
great.
Even like not.
What?
It was a joke.
I don't get it.
Like Borat, not.
I never watched Borat.
Oh, it's
I've
cool.
heard it was hilarious, but I never watched Borat.
That's right. That's very nice.
You sound like a bad impersonation of Bane.
No, that's literally how he said it.
That's right.
It's
very nice.
Very nice. I was born in the darkness. I was born in the darkness.
We're gonna talk like this
No, please don't talk like that the whole time. Okay. Just stop.
Okay,
Just stop.
Fine.
You're cringe. Okay.
Oh, that shit's cringy.
Yes, very.
Fine.
Anyways, so we're gonna start off with talking about the Mandalorian real quick. So if you guys haven't seen season 1, please do not listen to this part because we're gonna be spoiling it a little bit. So when I first saw the Mandalorian, like the first couple 3 episodes, however many episodes they released when it first came out,
Like 8 or something.
yeah. Well, no, like like 8, yeah, whatever. Like the whole season. I was more talking about like the first day it came out.
Oh.
Not the whole season.
When did that come out? Hang on a minute.
It came out last October at some point, but like the first 3 episodes I saw, I was like, wow, this is actually really good. Like it feels like Star Wars. It looks like Star Wars. Unlike the recent trilogy that came out. I was not a fan of the most recent trilogy. It was kind of garbage.
Dude.
But this show was like the only thing Disney has made so far that I've been like satisfied with, and that I've felt like was actually Star Wars. And they should have made the trilogy movies like that instead of just trying to, I don't know, remake the original trilogy.
The show came out the 12th.
October 12th?
No.
November 12th.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah.
Either way, like it was a great show.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great first season. I especially liked like how they kind of hinted at Boba Fett in episode 5.
Did they?
Yeah, like remember at the very end, the Tatooine episode,
Mm-hmm.
you see the Mandalorian flying off, and then it cuts to black, and then it cuts to a shot of that bounty hunter lady or whoever that was killed, and you see like these very. Well, you see like these guys like boots like walking in the sand towards her.
Yeah.
And like they don't show his face; they only show his lower body.
I think people only assumed it's the freaking...
No,
I think only people assumed it's him because it's Mandalorian, and then also
a lot of people,
Boba is a Mandalorian.
Yeah, but a lot of people like actually confirmed that it is him because of the sound effects.
Oh, true.
That were happening when he was walking, and in the last shot when you see him kneel down, you see like his like patterned armor, like the color pattern on his armor.
Mhm.
Like when he kneels down, you see like the yellow and like the camo and the green, and then like like a lot of people like basically proved that it was him, and even like the direct like John Favreau and what's his name, the guy that made Clone Wars, I forget his name.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Oh, you're talking about the Clone War director,
Yeah, the guy who directed Clone Wars, created whatever.
the Clone War director.
Anyways,
Clone War
he
director.
he those two guys they didn't say oh we will neither confirm nor deny it was Boba Fett, which is basically confirming that it's Boba Fett. Like if you're just gonna say that, it's like basically just tell the fans that it is Boba Fett, because we all know it is now.
Right, but don't you think it wouldn't? I think it's probably a good thing that they didn't.
Well, no, it is good because it leaves us thinking and speculating.
Just like how Sony
But,
did with reviewing
yeah.
their PS5.
I do think it is him, because there's no other character I can put in that situation, especially since it's on Tatooine, and the last time we saw Boba Fett was on Tatooine. So like
I completely forgot. When did Mandalorian take place?
right after Episode 6, 8 years after
What is Episode 6 again?
Return of the Jedi,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The prequel movies. Gotcha. Okay.
the sequel.
Yeah, sequel.
No, the
prequels.
original trilogy. Wow, I'm stupid. Wait, what are you talking about? Like,
Boba Fett wasn't a thing until the prequels came out.
no, he was in the original trilogy.
Was he?
Yeah,
Man, I need to watch some Star
you're thinking of
Wars then.
Jango Fett.
Am I thinking of Jango?
Yeah, the guy from the purple guy, right?
Yeah,
The blue
yeah.
Purple?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jango Fett. That's his dad.
Oh, okay.
Who Mace Windu, you know, he yeeted his head off.
The Django Feta cheese.
Jenga. That was so cringe. All right. But yeah, like,
Did you know though? I forget her name. The one that was stuck in the with Mandalorian and the other dude, and they were all stuck in that place where the clones,
you mean the stormtroopers?
stormtroopers and the guy from Breaking Bad was out there.
Which? Oh, yeah, the black.
the
The
female
chick,
character.
the chick that like became his friend or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bounty hunter chick.
Yeah, she was like a mercenary bounty
Yeah,
hunter.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know she actually played in Deadpool?
Yeah.
Wait, what? She did?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she was.
Remember
She was.
the matchstick.
Yeah, she was.
Oh, okay.
She was with.
Ajax.
She was with Ajax.
She was the
She-
bad. She was the bad.
I think she was
female
like.
character.
I think she was some type of like.
She was the equivalent-
romance interest or something with.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever
She
that
was,
was.
she was like the equivalent to the X-Men dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes, Gina Carano. I think that's her name.
Okay.
I've been trying to remember.
I remember,
She's not. I wouldn't call her like a great actress, but she's good at what she does. Is that-
Yeah,
is it-
that makes sense.
And
That
on
makes
top
sense.
of that, she's really badass because like former UFC fighter, like women's championship,
True.
all that. So
True.
she has that hot factor attached to her, and she's really good at it, or she was.
But yeah, overall, I do think the show was really good. Or the first season was really good. It got me excited for Star Wars again. And when
I personally didn't give a shit.
when Grand Moff Tarkin or whatever his name is,
Grandma Tarkin?
Grand Moff Tarkin,
I'm just gonna say Grandma Tarkin.
Grand Moff Tarkin.
You're talking about the old dude that's like from like.
You're talking about
Not Grand Moff Tarkin. What was his name, dude?
Are you talking about the Ugnaught?
No, the Gus from Breaking Bad. What was the character's name that he played?
I call him Gus.
Oh, it wasn't Grand Moff Tarkin. It couldn't. Have
Yeah, I
been.
know it wasn't Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah.
What was his name, dude? It was shoot.
And he's also the villain that's in Far Cry 6, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it shows him on the cover, so
Oh yeah, it's Moff Gideon. Wow, my bad.
that was so far off.
Yeah, well, my bad.
Yeah,
But,
he stole the energy sword from.
Yeah, he had the black saber, and I thought that was pretty sick because the black saber is actually a Mandalorian weapon used by like throughout Mandalorian history,
Okay.
only by the Mandalores. This is explained in the Clone Wars show, and like the fact that they brought it into this show, it was just like really. It just shows that like yes, the Clone Wars is
If
connected.
I was
to this.
wrong,
Basically.
wasn't Darth Maul using that sword as well? Or was it?
He
Yeah.
did use it in one of the episodes in Clone Wars
Mhm.
as like because he was fighting the guy that was using it. If that makes sense. And he kind of stole it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because basically, whoever holds that is basically in command of the Mandalorians. Which is why Moff Gideon having that sword is scary, because that means he can take control of the Mandalorian.
Oh, that's cool.
The rest of the Mandalorian army.
That's really dumb. Your entire life is controlled by a stupid sword.
It's honor. You know, it's like a allegiance thing.
Live by a code.
Yeah, the code that they live by.
Yeah, it's live by a black glowing stick. That's great.
But yeah, so like the fact that they brought that in is kind of. It looks bad for the Mandalorian, like our Mandalorian, the one that we're following, because Moff Gideon could take control of his friends at any point in time with that sword, if he wanted to. But he might not know that. He might know that, but I don't know if he knows that yet. But if he does, then that doesn't look too good. Mm-hmm. So
I like how they're still treating like everyone else around Baby Yoda. Are still treating him like a little kid, because technically,
Sure.
I mean, he's
like 50,
grown. But yeah, I guess technically though,
he don't look 50.
I guess technically,
he's still a baby.
Yeah, in his age or whatever. I don't know what you would call it.
His species.
His species. Yeah, his species.
Racist.
I mean, he would be a little kid.
My bad.
Sorry, specious.
Specious. Yeah, I honestly I don't know. Like, what do you guys think of Mandalorian? Like, did you like it? Hate it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I used to think when I first watched those episodes, the only episode I really liked was the one with Bill Burr in it, maybe because I just like Bill Burr.
Was that the one when they were on the spaceship?
Yeah. And they had like the rappy type beat at the beginning. Yeah.
That was a cool episode.
That was a cool episode. I like that episode. But there's nothing ground changing about that show at all. There's nothing special about it. It's just a show done pretty well. Like it's. And I think some people tend to overhype it. Like it's
well,
I get it, because Star Wars has been in the pooper for so long that they need something new, and this is probably the best thing that they got, and they feel desperate that they're like, hey, I get it, and I completely understand it, and I'm very excited to. Well, I'm not very excited, but I'm looking forward to Mandalorian season 2. I would give the Mandalorian I think it's like an 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 for me. Like the first season, I give it like a 7 or 8 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
because some of the episodes in there where you can tell they were there for just filler.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I forgot the episode where he was on an island or something, and there was a chick trying to flirt with him and take off his mask, and Randall was like, "No," smacking her hand away.
That was the 4th episode.
Yeah, I didn't need to see that. I personally didn't care about that.
Yeah, the 4th episode was kind of meh.
Yeah, like
episode 5 was kind of meh. They were both fillers. I felt like the only true episodes of the season were like 1, 2, 3,
right,
6,
especially
7, 8.
1. 1 was great.
Oh yeah, 1
they
was
tried
great.
so hard.
Oh, and 3 was really good too.
3 was good too, but I remember 1 the most out of all the other episodes, because that's the one where they had the crazy cinematography. That's when they really were like, "Yo, this is how we're taking this." I get it, because they were like, "Yo, this is how we're taking this this season. For the rest of the season, probably the rest, hopefully the rest of the quality of the rest of the other seasons."
Yeah,
like. It was really cool, and I mean the fight scene that it wasn't the special or whatever, but soundtrack was good. Like this is again cinematography, like how they displayed everything was cool.
Yeah,
it was a good episode, and I remember that one the most. So yeah, I mean memorable moments, and actually 7 or 8 out of 10. I can't choose.
Definitely the best Star Wars that Disney has put out for us.
Yeah, that's a really
that Disney has put out.
I mean, The Force Awakens was good.
Well, it was good.
I don't care if it was a retrend of it.
Yeah, I mean, I like Force Awakens, but Mandalorian tops that, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just for, like, Star Wars feel and originality, like, Mandalorian was pretty original.
Yeah, originality, sure.
Yeah,
but
like,
Star Wars feel, they both had that feel.
Well, yes, they did. You know, but, like, I did feel like Mandalorian felt a little bit more like the classic Star Wars. You know?
That's a good point. More grounded.
Yeah, more grounded, more, like, less CGI, more... Yeah. Like actual special effects.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like what? Not special effects. What are they called? Like the
animatronics.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I respected that. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Because I did think. Oh yeah, they didn't really do much in Force Awakens.
Yeah, I mean, there was still some animatronics, but it wasn't like a crazy amount. Like
sure.
Like in Mandalorian, but yeah. So Michael, as someone who just recently binged the whole season, like, what was your thoughts?
Yeah, so honestly, I'll be straightforward with you. Going into it, I was not expecting to actually enjoy it. I thought it was going to be one of those shows where I had to push through, sort of like Game of Thrones, which honestly I did not finish at all.
Where are you at on Game of Thrones?
I'm at the part where the Aquaman guy shows up. I don't know his real name.
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're very
Or Cal.
You're like very early.
Yeah, you're very. You haven't even started yet. You're literally in the first season, and you're only in 2 episodes, maybe even 1 episode. You're nowhere.
Like I said, I mean,
you couldn't get into it.
You could get into it. That's fine. Yeah.
But I mean, this was different. I mean, because I've seen Star Wars before, but it's been so long that I was nervous. Like, maybe this isn't going to be the same.
Yeah.
Sort of like video games nowadays. It's not really the same, so you just kind of give up on it. But no, kind of like what you were saying. It's this kind of felt different in the sense of, there wasn't much CGI or special effects. It felt a lot more authentic, and you could actually see that while you were watching it as well.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite things that I will point out, and I cannot for the life of me, I always forget what the characters were called, but I want to say they were in the earlier episodes. They were the ones who always stole from the Mandalorian with their big ship and everything.
The Jawas?
The Jawas?
The little guys, right?
The Jawas?
The midget people?
The Jawas, yeah.
With the hoods?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jawas.
God, I love
What did they call the egg again?
You love those people?
They were hilarious, man.
Dude, you're not gonna lie. Whatever they called the egg, I forget what they called the egg, but it was so funny.
They were like
when they said
protecting
it.
that thing like crazy.
Were they like, oh god, was that what they were saying or whatever?
No, yeah, it was something like that. It was so funny. Like when they said, it, I just like, what?
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Because he's like, they want a stupid egg. But I mean, I thought they were hilarious. I thought it was cool because, like I said, they may have showed it in the back then version of the Star Wars, but I don't remember seeing the Jawas.
They were in episode 4, I believe, but that was the only time that we really saw them.
Yeah, because I wasn't the kind of person who would watch the Star Wars movies over and over.
Yeah.
I just watched all of them one time, and that was it.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time, but them, and then I also liked the I want to say this was episode 6, in the Mandalorian, where the Ugnaught, I can't remember that dude's name either. He was training him to ride one of those giant
that was episode 1, I think. That was the first episode.
What?
No, that wasn't.
No.
I don't think that was the first episode.
No, that wasn't the first one.
That wasn't the first episode.
Wait, are we talking? Wait.
The guy was like, the guy was always like, it has happened or it has spoken. That guy.
Yeah.
I have spoken.
Yeah.
That was the first episode.
No. Episode 1 was where he had to fight one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he learned to write it too, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
No,
Baby
that was
Yoda stopped.
on.
Baby Yoda's spoilers or something. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway,
are you talking about the rhino thing that he
Yes.
fought in episode 2?
Yes. He was taught how to ride it. That was probably that was way late in the season.
Yeah,
that
was
maybe
like 6 or 7.
I don't remember
6 or
that.
7.
Yeah, he went to like the desert area.
Oh wait, yeah, now
'cause
okay,
remember
now I
this-
remember. Yeah.
And he was there.
Ugnaught ended up dying.
Well, that was episode 7, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, if you
Yeah.
haven't seen it by now, I mean.
Well, I did say there were spoilers. Don't
Yeah.
listen to this part
But
earlier.
yeah,
so.
I mean that's where the Ugnaught.
That's kind of-
Yeah, that's when he died. That was episode 7. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was 7. That was that's when the stormtroopers killed him and then took Baby Yoda. And then in episode 8 they were like bickering.
And speaking of stormtroopers, dude, I so loved how I want to say Jon Favreau. It was probably him who thought of this, by the way.
Yeah, it probably
How
was.
the 2 stormtroopers were just standing there, and they had the can, and they were literally 2 feet and kept shooting and were missing.
Yeah.
The entire time.
Oh yeah.
They're just
Like,
like,
that's
these
perfect.
helmets suck.
I was like, that was perfect.
Was Brad Bird one of them? Not Brad Bird. What's his name? The comedian guy.
Oh, Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
Yeah.
He was one of the
He was one
stormtroopers,
of the
right?
stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like,
Oh
I
my
just want to see it. Why won't you let me see it?
And Dave Filoni was the other guy. That was the guy who did Clone Wars that helped with the show.
Right.
So the fact that he's in it means that like a lot of stuff from Clone Wars and Rebels is going to be brought into the show. So like,
yay, woohoo! I didn't give a crap about Rebels.
I
think once I found out
Rebels.
Rebels.
Rebels actually, not gonna lie, I didn't give a crap either, and then I went and watched it because it was on Disney Plus, and I was like, what the heck? I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. It's like a 7, gets a 7 out of 10, but
sure.
It's still good. Like, it still had a lot of lore in there that was like important to know, I think. But they literally didn't use any of it in the new movies, which kind of made me mad. Because like, what was the point of showing us all of this and then not using it in the new movies? You know what I'm saying?
It's a woman's time, that's why.
Oh, true. But there are a lot of rumors in season 2. Like, you know, there's rumors that Ahsoka from Clone Wars and Rebels is going to be in it. There's rumors that like other characters from Rebels, like Ezra, who is like the main character, the little kid Jedi, that had black hair or whatever, had like weird orange skin. I don't know.
You said Ezra Miller?
Ezra Miller. That was his name, I think. Okay. Wait. Was that actually? No, that wasn't actually his name, but his name was Ezra. That's all I remember. And then Sabine, who was like the Mandalorian in the Rebel show. That was like good. She was a rebel. She became a rebel. Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember their names. We're talking about these characters from Rebels coming into the Mandalorian season 2. Like, there's rumors that they're going to be in season 2 at some point.
Okay,
yeah, we're just not sure when.
That's cool.
But yeah, and then like,
I wonder if we're getting a new Star Wars movie anytime soon.
Well, they did say that they want to make a Mandalorian movie, which I don't know why they would do that, because like
you're already taking away the buzz, fam.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why they want to do that, because like it's like, yo, just stick to the show.
Just stick to the show.
Yeah,
we get more content out of that.
Yeah.
Well, you know, because we sort of kind of know, because unless you can drag out a show for as long as possible.
Unless the movie's gonna be like Boba Fett versus Mandalorian.
That would be interesting.
That would be an interesting movie, and I could see why they would make a movie out of that instead of just doing a show based on that, because like that's not really like something you can like spread out. That'd be something that you could do in a movie.
I mean,
maybe
if they went that route, I'd say maybe like prolong the show and have it have them meeting up to each other and then have a movie like that.
Well, I think they are gonna do that, because I don't know if if the rumors are true, and if Boba Fett was in episode 5 in season 1, like that cameo, that, you know, the character that I was talking about earlier, if that was him, obviously they're gonna lead up to that at some point, and I don't think that's gonna be this season either, because I think they're gonna like prolong that, because they want him, if they're gonna make Boba Fett a villain or whatever, they're gonna put him later on, because they want him to have his own spotlight, because like I don't see them like putting him with this Moff Gideon guy, because I feel like they want to focus on the Moff Gideon guy, if that makes sense, instead of just throwing in Boba Fett and be like, surprise, Boba Fett's here, because that would be kind of like way too much for one season, I think. But I think teasing him at the end of season 2 again would be cool, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Kind of like just showing like his armor plate, and then at the end of season 3 we actually see his helmet, and then it's like, oh, he's coming in season 4 or something, you know, like like just prolong his return, because I think if they do that, it'll bring more people in. Like, it'll get the hype for Boba Fett back up.
Yeah.
Because they were originally going to make a Boba Fett movie about him after episode 6, but then James Mangold had like issues with Disney. It was like, heck this, I'm not making this movie anymore. Just back down. So.
Good old Disney.
Good old Disney. But yeah, anyways, I think we all enjoyed Mandalorian. We're all looking forward to season 2.
Definitely.
Obviously, we're not going to talk about season 2 or the first episode, because it just came out today and none of us have seen it yet. So we're going to talk about that probably later on in another podcast. But let us know what you guys think of season 1. Are you guys excited for season 2? Do you guys not care? Just let us know what your thoughts are on The Mandalorian in the comments section, and what you guys think is going to happen in season 2, like your predictions or your the rumors that you've been hearing. So yeah, other than that, let's move on to our second segment of the podcast.
And
final segment. So now we're going to talk about our favorite horror games that have come out in the past, however long games have been around for 40 years or whatever. So who wants to start us off for this? Eddie, Michael?
We will save the worst for last. That'd be me. So you start. Yep.
Okay, yeah, that works. when it comes to horror games, I didn't really get into horror games until like I want to say 2014. Because like I'm a scaredy cat, okay, I was a scaredy cat. I was afraid of anything horror for a very long time.
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
Dude, I was scared of watching Hill House. It wasn't even that scary.
Was it called Hill House or Silent Hill?
Hill House,
No, Hill House.
The Haunting of Hill House, like the show.
The TV show.
Yeah. Like I was scared of watching that, and it wasn't even that scary. And I was just like, what?
I was shocked because it really wasn't.
Yeah. So.
Because he hyped it up for me so much.
Who?
Bailey, because we were watching the show.
I mean, it's just the intensity of it, like how it.
True.
But
how it,
like the way
how
he,
the tension.
the way he hyped it made it seem like there's gonna be so many jump scares.
And
I don't really think jump scares.
Sad. I
don't think jump scares are what makes something scary.
Yeah, it's not. It's how
it's
you
the
lead
atmosphere.
Up to it. It's how you lead up to it.
Yeah, it's like the atmosphere and like the.
It's so sad.
The music and the setting.
Yeah.
Like,
or no music at all.
Well, for me, like the reason The Conjuring was scary for me because like The Conjuring and The Exorcist, I cannot get through those movies until recently, for the longest time, and it wasn't because of the jump scares. It was because of the atmosphere and how real it felt to me, and it just like gave me like these like, it gave me like a really disgusting feeling in my stomach, like watching them.
Yeah.
Because like anything to do with demonic possession,
yeah.
I know that I know that's legit because like for me as a Christian, okay. In the Bible, demonic possession happens all the time. So obviously I believe that's true and that I believe that stuff still can happen. So when I watch a movie about it, it freaks me out. Because I'm like, okay, whoa, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, because it's like it could happen.
Because it could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen to anyone.
There are true stories about it, yeah.
Yeah.
The only one I really know of, it was like this chick in Mexico or something. Dude, she was a pretty girl, bro. And then the second this demon takes a hand of her, bruh, her face looks like ass and like she's drinking piss. Dude, she's got like warts on her face. She looks disgusting. And then she died. And then also, yeah, she
that's disgusting, dude.
Disgusting woman.
Anyways,
turns out that was his girlfriend.
Anyways, so when it comes to horror games, honestly, I think, man, this is hard because, like, okay, I'm just gonna go over like my top 5 favorite ones real quick. So, honestly, for number 5, Dead Space 2. Dead Space 2 is like my first horror game that I ever played. Well, it's not really scary per se, but it is classified as a horror game. But when I did play it for the first time, I was like 15, 16. So it did freak me out a little bit because I was like, it was my first time playing a horror game, and I was like, oh, this is weird. And I had the lights off because like my friends were like, we gotta play with the lights off. It's more scarier that way. I was like, okay. But that one scene when you're in the elevator and then that little girl's like singing the star, like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, that freaked me out because I had no idea what was happening, and I was just like, yo, what is happening? And then when she popped up, when she popped up on the screen, I was like, oh my god, it freaked me out. That was like my first time being scared by a game.
White dresses, just like holding hands.
We want you to be our friend.
Shining.
Shining, yeah. But yeah, so I think Dead Space 2 is definitely number 5 for me. Number 4, I would have to say that new game that just came out, Phasmophobia. It's actually pretty freaking scary. Like not because of the jump scares. It's just freaky because like you'll be chilling, just looking for the ghost, and then all of a sudden the ghost will come out of nowhere and kill you. You're like, what?
Well, to be honest,
that's a jump scare, isn't it?
Well, it's not really a jump scare.
That
it's
game
more like
is more of like
that's
paranormal activity dialed up to 2.
No, not really.
Yes.
To be honest,
No.
there's really no jump scares.
Yeah.
Except once you get caught, and honestly, you don't even see anything but like
the hands just grabbing your face or whatever.
So it's not really scary. The only thing is like
it's intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really like shocking, and it's fun, but once it sucks because you can't like sprint or anything.
Yeah.
Which I'm hoping they add that.
Yeah.
Because it's so
you can't even outrun the ghost, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, that's like the suckiest part is like once you see it, you know you're pretty
screwed.
much gone.
Yeah.
Because you can't run fast at all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely I think that'll be like number 4 for me. Again, it's not because of the jump. There's no jump scares in it, like Michael said. It's not even that scary per se. It's just a really fun game, and it's just really intense. And like it's really fun because of the atmosphere. Like again, the sounds in the game. Like when you're outside the house, it's like, oh, it's nice outside. There's crickets chirping. It's nice. And then you go in the house, it's just like, There's just like this weird eerie music. You're just like, what the heck just happened? It's just it's just an intense game that I think they amped it up to make it a horror game, but in reality, it's not really that scary. If that makes sense.
And little tip, real quick.
Your screams say otherwise.
If you
it catches you off guard. Yeah.
If you happen to find if you happen to find a Ouija board, I definitely recommend using it.
Oh yeah, ask it some pretty fun questions.
Any questions you can think of, just feel free to ask.
You want to give them examples?
An example is
real life examples.
No. An example is
yes. Come on, it's okay.
No,
it's okay. I'm pretty sure this is fine for you too.
No.
Let's just say we had a really interesting experience.
And it was pretty funny.
And, to say the least. So we will hold on to that memory, and hopefully you can have some memories of your own.
Yes,
in that game.
It is a fun game. Saying that, moving on to my third favorite. I think my third favorite horror game's got to be Alien Isolation. When I first played that game, I was not expecting it to be good, because anything with the name Alien on it, and if you put it on a video game, it's going to suck.
True.
Because if you guys remember Colonial Marines,
yeah, there we go.
Oh my gosh, that game was garbage,
bro. That was Call of Duty with aliens. No, that was Call of Duty Ghosts.
Let's not even forget
Alien Invasion.
Let's not even forget,
Have you ever played that? You ever played that, dude? Yeah. That's what that was. Dude.
Plants vs Aliens.
What?
Plants vs Aliens.
Plants vs Zombies. Plants vs Zombies. Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucked that one.
Okay.
I'm talking about the one that came out. Plants vs Aliens.
There's a Plants vs Aliens?
Nah, fam, there can't be. There should only be a Plant vs Zombies. Doesn't exist. Plants vs Zombies.
I could have sworn they came out with one.
You're thinking of probably Alien. You're probably thinking of that refresh of Alien game that came out like all the way back in 2004 or something, where it was like an alien. I forgot what it's called, Alien Invader or something like that.
I don't know, dude.
Something.
But either way, Alien Isolation was one of those games I wasn't expecting it to be good. I was actually expecting it to be complete garbage. And then I played it and I was like, wow, this was actually a really good game. The story is connected to the first Alien movie. So it tied into the movie franchise. And it was just like a really good game. And I'm not kidding you, the Alien got me a lot. Like, it jump scared me a lot.
Dude, the AI in that thing, it's hilarious.
Dude, I played that on the hardest difficulty. Smart. I played that on not the hardest one, but like the one before that. Like the alien, just anytime you made a sound, the alien knew where you were. I was like, oh my god, I'm dead.
Oh yeah.
And every time I would go to make a save. Sometimes, like I would go to like the save thing.
Oh, dude, the save locations were intense.
Yeah, I would go there, and then the alien would kill me right before I saved. I was like, are you kidding me, dude? So I had to redo the whole thing. It was so aggravating. But it was a really fun game. Even like the androids in that game creeped me out because they were just like walking towards you and they were gonna beat you up if you didn't kill them, right? Like you had to hide from them and stuff. And yeah, like it was just like it was a very unpredictable game. At first, like it became more predictable as you played it, but the alien itself was just freaky. Like I did not expect the alien to be that scary. Like when I watched the movies, I wasn't scared, and then when I played the game, I was like, okay, yeah, you're scary. You're a scary dude. So it definitely made me fear the Xenomorph or whatever it's called.
You got it right, Xenomorph. Yeah.
Okay, well, it was a fun game. I enjoyed it. And I think my second favorite horror game that I've ever played is probably Amnesia.
It's third favorite, you mean?
No, Alien Isolation was third.
Yeah, he's on second.
Oh, he's on second.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going from fourth. Okay.
Yeah, I think Amnesia is my second favorite.
Wait, which one?
The first one that ever came out.
Dark Descent or
Dark Descent, I think. I think it's Dark Descent. Is that the first one? What was the first Amnesia?
Thank you.
Is that the one that PewDiePie played? That made him like really famous and all? Well, that didn't really make him famous, I think.
Well, it got him more popular.
Yeah.
I think he was already famous, but it just got more popular. But yeah, I remember playing that game for the first time, and I was horrified. It was just like the atmosphere of that game is just, it's unhuman. It's inhumane, whatever. And it just when you're thrown into that game, it's just automatically like you're in this like environment that's just like, has that creepy music, that creepy atmosphere. Your character's losing his sanity as you play, and you have to like keep your sanity up. And like just him and his constant breathing, like when he's freaking out and stuff because of his sanity, it was just like scary enough. And then the heart beating and stuff like that. It was just a very intense horror game. And putting all that in there, and then like having a jump scare, just like you're already drawn to the game, and then putting a jump scare in was just like, that was just terrible, dude. Like, why would you do that to the gamer? The gamer's already already scared. Is already like building intense. You're already building intensity for the gamer, and then you throw in a jump scare to just like catch them off guard. That was so mean. Like, I don't know. Like, that game, it freaked me out, and I felt really uncomfortable after playing. What was it?
Dark Descent was the first one.
Okay, yeah, Dark Descent. That game just really freaked me out, and it was one of those horror games where like I enjoyed playing it, but I also didn't enjoy it because of how scary it was. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. I just wanted it to end.
You know they came out with a new one. Rebirth, I think.
Rebirth, I think.
Don't look at me, man. I do not know anything about that game.
I only played the first one, and I will only play the first one because it was so scary.
it wasn't that scary for me. I couldn't really get into it.
Yeah.
Can I take a guess at what your first one is?
Okay, yeah. What's my first one, guys?
Outlast.
Crap, yeah, it's so easy. Yeah.
It's like you always talk about it all the time.
Yeah, like. Outlast is my favorite horror game of all time.
That's the one that had peens, right?
Yeah, it took horror to another level.
I will agree. Like, even the start of the game when I played it,
yeah,
that was intense.
Yeah, it took horror games to another level. It was a first person horror game, so obviously you're already like throwing you in the first person situation in a horror game's already like scary enough. Mm-hmm. But that game, just like from the start to end, I had no idea what was going to happen, and I was just scared throughout the whole game. Every little jump scare got me. Even when the guy was just in a wheelchair and just goes like into your face, I was like, oh my god, what the? Like, I just didn't expect that. And then just the fact that you have to use that stupid camera, and the batteries died, and you have to go and find the batteries while someone's hunting you. Like, dude, I hated that.
The thermal.
Yeah. Like the night vision camera.
Yeah, night vision. Yeah.
And you just had to find batteries all the time just to keep that running. Yeah. And on hard difficulty, you could only have 2 batteries at a time, which was stupid. So I was always losing I was always draining my batteries because in every single part of the game it was super dark, and I was just like, yo, how am I? And the batteries drained faster in hard mode. Mm-hmm. So you had to constantly find batteries, and they were impossible to find because they were limited.
Was the main objectives you were doing the whole time.
Yeah.
Finding batteries.
So it was
optional objective, finish the game.
I was so happy when I got through that game. I was relieved. I was like, oh, thank God it's over. And then the ending was kind of dumb in my opinion. I mean, it was a cool ending, but it was still kind of dumb because I felt like they just...
Better than Outlast 2.
Yeah, better than Outlast 2. But, they just ended it in a way that was just kind of like, what? That's it? Okay. But it was a really good game from start to finish still. When you were actually playing the game, it was good. And, yeah, those are my favorites. So we're going to move on to Michael. Michael, you don't have to do the top 5 thing. I was just listing my 5 favorites because...
I'll probably do top 20.
Oh, dang, okay.
I'm joking. Yeah, I'll stick with top 5. So starting with 5, it's probably going to sound weird, but it's mostly same reason as you, because it's the first horror game I've ever played, and that would be I believe it's called Dead Island.
Dead Island?
Yeah.
Okay. The zombie island game, right? Okay.
Yeah, and it's mostly because 50% memories, but also 50% because, again, it was the first scary game. Mm-hmm. Whether it's Survivor, whatever. But I mean, I have to say, whether that was a Survivor, action, shooter, whatever. I mean, that had the best intro. Mm. Remember the rapper?
Yeah.
He was one of the characters. Mm-hmm. That was the best intro ever. I actually downloaded that on my iPod too. That song. But
Dead Island.
No, the
intro to Dead Island.
Did you play the game?
Yeah, many years ago.
Do you remember the intro, the song, the rapper singing?
No.
You don't remember that?
No,
I gotta show you that. But yeah, that would be number 5.
Okay.
And also because it was so funny, you could just hit random people, just kick zombies.
True.
But yeah. So number 4, I'd probably say I'd probably say Phasmophobia as well. There's, there's a lot to do, and the fact that it just now came out is
when did it officially
pretty
come
impressive.
out? No, sorry. When did? Sorry, not officially. When did the? Wait, hang on a minute. You guys can keep talking.
I can tell you when it came out.
Okay.
It came out in like
Came out September 18th of this year.
yeah, so only like
Oh
a
wow.
month ago.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
and-
impressive.
And
It's
they,
in beta
have
stages
like
right now.
they have over like 5 to 7 maps, I think.
Yeah, and
Um,
over like how many players did it say? Like 600,000 already?
No.
60,000.
No, I think like maybe 50,000 top.
600,000. What to say?
Yeah,
Wow.
60,000 players or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say that's number 4. And I mean, there's so much to do. I recently just played the Asylum map. I don't think we played that one yet.
I played it yesterday with some randos.
Yeah, that's I thought the high school was bad.
The
Wow,
Asylum
dude.
freaked me out, dude.
That's literally left turn, right turn, left turn, right turn.
It's a maze in there.
Yeah. It's wow, dude.
And,
Is it a big
there's
map?
like nowhere to
Is
hide.
it a big map?
It's a big map.
Yeah, it's pretty big, but it's literally like left turn, right turn, straight, stairs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no like, a couch, stuff like this. It's just doors and
Yeah.
turns.
And there's not really anywhere to hide either, because
No.
like it's all cells and they're all opened,
Exactly.
so you can literally see through them.
Yeah.
So the ghost can literally just like look at you through the cell and be like, "There you are."
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that'd be number 4. I'd say number 3 would probably be trying to remember the name of it. It was the one you actually showed me. Where like you can go out during the day.
Dying Light.
Dying Light, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a fun
definitely
game.
be
That's not
Dying
bad,
Light.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fun horror game.
I didn't see it as a horror game.
It's a survival horror.
Yeah,
game.
it's
Yeah,
a survival.
it's more.
But it's still a horror.
It's more of a Minecraft horror. Like, it's not really that scary.
Yeah, but like it's classified as horror, so
And-
it works.
and that's really the reason it's hard for me to choose horror games, because there's really there's not many horror games out there that that's why Outlast isn't really on my list, because I didn't really find that scary. Like even playing through the whole game, and it sounds kind of egotistical, I know,
What?
but like saying that like no games really scare me that much.
Hey, man, it depends on how invested you are. If you're not, if you're, it's like watching a movie. Like, when you're really invested in watching a movie, that's when stuff starts to scare you. When you're just watching it, you're just like, eh.
Yeah.
You know, so
true.
so honestly, it just depends on how how into it you are.
Yeah. But yeah. So 3 would definitely be Dying Light. I would say 2, and again, it's another survivor. Would be 7 Days to Die. Actually, you know what? I would change that with Phasmophobia. I would definitely switch that.
So Phasmophobia is 2 and 7 Days to Die is 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. And then I would probably say number 1.
7 Days to Die is the Minecraft zombie game, by the way. That's the one where you build houses and stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dying Light's the one that's like Dead Island. That's like
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
If Dead Island and Minecraft had a baby, that's
That's
Dying Light.
no, that's
Yeah.
7 Days to Die.
I mean, Dying Light is literally like Dead Island. The only difference is
Whoa.
in Dead Island, you can still go out at night and
That and the developers of Dead Island made Dying Light. So yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Good
True.
point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Still waiting for Dying Light 2.
Still
Still waiting for Dead Island 2 too.
Yeah, that was a cool trailer that they came out with a few years back. Like,
Yeah.
few years back.
Still waiting for the sequels to
But-
both of those games.
Hey, just messing with you guys.
What would you say number
Well,
one
they
is?
canceled production on that thing anyway, so there's no
Yeah.
waiting for it. Yeah.
What would you say number one is for you?
So number 1, as far as horror games, would probably be Getting Over It. I mean, that's scary as hell.
With Getting Over It?
No, I'm just
I
messing
don't
with
get
you.
it.
No, number 1.
Getting Over It.
Yeah, I did play that. That oh god, I hated that so much.
Wait, Getting Over It?
Yeah,
That's real?
you know the game Getting Over It.
No.
Where the guy's in the cauldron and
No.
he's using the
Oh,
yeah
Oh.
okay.
yeah the thing. I literally got over that.
Yeah. Me as a console player, I don't get much options of games. So
true. But no, number one, I want to say Amnesia, but I actually found that kind of boring. Honestly, dude, I don't know though. Oh, shit.
What's one that like you remember like just blew you away? It doesn't have to be because it's scary. It could just be because the story was really good.
I mean, I would say Blair Witch. I've never played it, but I remember watching it, and I'd probably say,
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I mean, because honestly, I don't want to play it. 'Cause I hate watching the entire game.
Yeah.
And then
playing it, yeah. Because like I already know what's gonna happen. What's the point? Yeah.
But I would say, had I played that, I mean, that would probably be the number one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see that because like it was a unique horror game.
Because there are scare factors, and then the plot twist, like how like it was either me or Jacob that said like how the Carver guy ended up being the guy you played as.
I think you both said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd definitely say that was. Yeah, Blair Witch. That's the name of the game.
Blair Witch, yeah.
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 So yeah, number one would definitely be Blair Witch.
Okay.
So
I can respect that list.
Eddie?
Great, grand, wonderful. Okay, so I don't have a lot of horror games in my disposal, so I'm just going to go off with the horror games that I know very well and that were pretty recent, I would say. So,
I mean, you could do horror games that you played that you actually enjoyed.
Okay. Resident Evil Biohazard.
Oh, I forgot about Resident Evil Biohazard.
I've never played the Resident. I've never even seen the Resident Evil.
Oh,
that I don't blame you for. Trust me, I don't blame you. Because I would never give a crap.
I heard there were like really barely any of the Resident Evil movies were good.
None of them were.
Oh, the movies
ones
were
with
garbage.
the ones with Mila Jovovich, whatever her name is, in it, don't.
Although they are making or rebooting the series, but like actually basing it off the games.
I heard about that. Yeah.
We'll see how well that goes. If they do it like that one Resident Evil movie that was animated. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie before.
Yeah.
It had Gun Katana in it.
Yep.
Yeah. If they were to do something like that, that would make more sense.
Well, they are making that Resident Evil show as well on Netflix. That Capcom themselves is actually making that.
Okay.
With their like engine and stuff like that.
Oh,
their
okay.
graphics engine.
So it's gonna be animated.
Yeah, it's made with their graphics engine that they're using to make Resident Evil 8. So like it's gonna look like the games and feel like the games while watching it. That's cool. I'm excited.
All right,
so I'm curious.
So Resident Evil.
Resident Evil. Resident Evil Biohazard. I wasn't expecting that at all. That was I really don't have much to say about it. The graphics were really good in that game. The atmosphere was cool, really, really cool.
So you said Biohazard? Is that part 2?
Or? 7. It's Resident Evil 7.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And what I don't understand about Resident Evil Biohazard, it's completely different from all the third-person shooter stuff that you've been into. So when I saw that, I was like, that's the weirdest change of pace ever, Capcom, but it's your game. You can do whatever the heck you want. So, yeah. I really enjoyed that game. It was like a soft reboot to the entire franchise. And I honestly think it needed it, so that's number 1 right there. Sorry, not number 1, number 5, whatever. I'll just... whatever. Anyway, the other one next to that is Silent Hill PT.
Oh, yeah?
It wasn't really a full game.
It should have been.
Yeah. And it had Norman Reedus in there. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
To just finish that game out.
Did you guys hear the speculations that there is a new Silent Hill game in the making?
I don't care about speculations. If the leaks are confirmed, that's what I care about.
Well, they're supposedly going to confirm it soon. So Sony says that there's something coming up, and they keep teasing Silent Hill, but...
Okay. I've never played any of the Silent Hills either.
I didn't really care about them.
My rule is I don't give a crap until you show me or you tell me. Like they did with the God of War reveal, which we saw not coming, like for the new one, 2021.
I had a feeling it was happening.
Look, man, I was expected to come out.
I didn't know. I didn't think it was coming next
2 years after.
No, I didn't think it was coming out next year, but I had a feeling they were going to tease it.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
I was like, next year,
they did tease it, but the fact that it's coming out next year,
that was a shocker, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, But yeah, so anyway, Silent Hill PT.
Yeah, Silent Hill PT. That game demo thing was really, really cool. Scary. And it scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
And there was a chicken fetus. There was a fetus in there.
It was basically a chicken fetus.
It was basically like a chicken. It was disgusting.
It was gross.
The ghost in there was also disgusting. The fact that thing came out of her, bleh. That was disgusting. That was disgusting. Okay. I really don't have much to say about some of these games, but I enjoyed them. And the next one is Evil Within.
Okay, Bethesda. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I enjoyed that game. That was really good. A lot of cliches, especially in Evil Within 2. I don't know if you guys ever played that.
I never played Evil Within 2. I never want to either.
It was basically watching Uncharted. Unevil, to me, is like playing through Uncharted, turn up to 11, but if it's a horror game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of just-in-time moments. Like, it's a crazy freaking game. I enjoy it.
Wait, the first one or second?
First one.
Okay.
The second one, it just...
I was going to say, unless you have more games.
What's up?
I actually added this game to my wish list on Steam because it hasn't come out yet. I don't think. Actually, yeah, it has. I definitely want to buy it. It's called In Silence, and it's actually a pretty unique game. I've seen something like it before, but so basically what it is like it's a 5 versus 1.
Oh, that's one of those. Okay.
Yeah. But the thing is, because I've never seen something like this before, so obviously, I can't remember what the game was. I've played something like it, but it's 5 like humans, and the other person is like a monster.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the monster can't see.
It's like that game Turned, I think. That zombie game.
I can't remember the game. I know I've played a game like it before.
I know it's gone.
But anyway, so the monster cannot see. Can't see anything, but it can hear like extraordinary. So that's the thing, is like you have to be very, very quiet.
So it's like A Quiet Place, the game, in a way.
I've never seen that movie, so I think
like in A Quiet Place,
is that
like
with the Jim from The Office.
Yeah, they have to be like super quiet because the alien things can't see you, but they can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing, is like you have to be quiet, but you also have to escape. So you have to go from like a cabin to try and scavenge for supplies.
Yeah.
And if one of you guys steps on a branch or shuts a door too loud, and he's coming after you, if you have a gun, then you can shoot to try and stall and run away and hide again. But it looks amazing. It's rated very positive. It has over 1,000 ratings.
Okay.
And the developer.
What's the stars like? Huh?
The developer is it's 4.5 stars.
Strong.
The developer is Ravenhood Games.
Okay.
Which sounds familiar. I forget who was.
I don't know what they've done.
I don't either. I never heard of them. You can type in what they've done before if you want.
I was gonna say, weren't they part of the Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty?
That's
Sledgehammer.
That's not Sledgehammer. He's thinking of Raven Software or something.
Raven Software.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah.
No, different people.
Raven.
While you're looking that up, I will say like obviously there are a lot of horror games.
Alan Wake as well. I enjoyed Alan Wake.
Yeah. Is that a horror game?
It was.
I guess yeah, survival horror.
I wouldn't call it survival either. There was no survival elements in that fucking game. It's basically Doom Eternal if it was a horror, quote unquote horror game, because it's just focusing on the amount of bullets that you use and how you use them pretty much. It didn't really delve. It wasn't as deep.
Well, it kind of was. I think that kind of is a survival horror, because like Resident Evil 4, that's like Resident Evil 4 in that was classified as survival horror.
Okay.
Like you have to any game where you have to like use your bullets wisely and stuff is like survival horror. or survivor in some aspects, because you have to be careful with like how you use your bullets and stuff.
So it says.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
It says literally on their website. It says, Ravenhood Games is a Turkish video game development studio that started when two guys made a game called In Silence. So apparently this is their first game.
That's their first game. Okay.
And
cool.
For that to be their first, the graphics look pretty amazing.
All right.
Probably used a good engine, man.
I'll have to look it up. But yeah, so like, obviously, you know, like there are a ton of horror games out there. The Resident Evil series is like obviously well known by a majority of the horror game fanatics. You know, and Capcom's been on a roll recently. You know, they had Resident Evil 7. Then the Resident Evil 2 remake was actually phenomenal. And I loved that remake. That was probably one of the best remakes that has ever been made.
What's the one after that?
Resident Evil 3.
Yeah, that one was trash.
That one, it wasn't trash. It just wasn't. It wasn't as good as Resident Evil 2 remake. Like they could have done a lot better with it.
It was a little half-assed, dude.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was, but it was still a lot better than a lot of the remakes that came out this past generation. Let me tell you.
Quote-unquote remastered remakes, yeah.
No, it was a remake. Like
No, I'm just saying in general, quote-unquote remastered remakes, the ones that came out this year.
It was definitely it was still on the better side of remakes that came out this past generation. So
sure,
it was still decent. It
wasn't as cool.
It wasn't as good as Resident Evil 2. Yes,
a lot of effort went into that one. It didn't seem like a lot of it went into 3.
I think it's because they kind of just did it because like they're like, oh, might as well because we just remade 2. But you know, I do think Capcom has been doing a really good job of like, what else is Devil May Cry? Is that them too?
Yes.
Yeah, Devil May Cry 5 was obviously
Devil May Cry.
Got a lot of praise.
Devil May Cry. Okay, I could probably talk about that all day. I'm a huge fan of that game, but all those games did well. Even the even the reboot that came out.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You know, Capcom's doing a good job right now. Like I think as a company,
we'll see. We'll see
how Resident Evil 8 does. Mm-hmm. I do think Resident Evil 8
looks like it's gonna smack left and right.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. That game looks good. The whole werewolves and stuff. Like oof. It looks fun. It looks like a fun game.
Looks like a nice hefty evolution too.
But yeah, like again, like there's a bunch of other horror games that we didn't mention. Obviously, the Dead Space.
Yeah, Dead Space.
Trilogy.
I don't care. The Dead Space trilogy. Don't ever say Dead Space trilogy. Say Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 2.
There is a trilogy. You can't ignore the third one. It came out. It's a thing.
Yes,
you can't ignore it.
You can.
It was garbage, but you can't ignore it. It's still there. And then obviously Outlast 2 isn't that good.
Yeah.
Outlast Whistleblower, the DLC to Outlast, that was good. That was whoo.
That was good? Okay.
Yeah, that was a good DLC. Tell you what.
Better than the main game?
No, it wasn't better than the main game, but it was on par. It explained the main game. It explained how we got to that point.
Okay, fine. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So it was a prequel per se, but it was good. I loved it. It was fantastic. But yeah, Outlast 2, I was very disappointed. I was like, what is this?
I wish I could game. Like Bailey, I wish I could like delve into this topic more like you, because like I don't do a lot of horror games. I just want to play my action games. Like that's all.
No, I don't blame you.
You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, like, the horror game genre it's big, and there's a lot of games in there, and like you got a lot of bad sequels.
Yeah, just a lot of bad horror games.
Just a lot of bad horror games, yeah. But I will say like, what?
I was gonna say, what is you guys know these games more than me. Resident Evil Village.
Yeah, that's Resident
8.
That's Resident Evil 8.
That's Resident Evil 8.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the new one coming out.
Mm-hmm. That one.
That's the one with the werewolf?
Werewolves and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that looks good.
That looks incredible.
I'm
more hyped about that than I am Resident Evil. Than I was about Resident Evil 7.
True. But yeah, like, again, like, there's a ton of horror games that are already out, but there's also a ton coming out soon, like Resident Evil 8. Mm-hmm. There's the Outlast Trials game coming out, which is the multiplayer Outlast game that Red Barrels is. It's basically it's a test, an experiment game.
What's that?
Outlast Trials, the multiplayer horror game that they're making. it's an experiment game. They decided to do something different. They are still making an Outlast 3, but they're postponing that to focus on the multiplayer game because they want Outlast 3 to be really, really good after the mixed reviews 2 got. Mostly negative.
Then just cancel your crappy BS multiplayer thing you're planning on doing.
Well,
just focus on 3.
I do think that this multiplayer game is going to be worth trying out because they did spend a lot of time on it. They've been working on it since Outlast 1. They just didn't know if they were going to release it. So now they are releasing it because they're like, we want to release it and experiment.
How long were they working on Outlast 2?
They right after 1. So not that long.
When did Outlast 2 come out?
2016, 2017.
Only 3 years? Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, 4 years. Because Outlast came out in 2012, I believe.
But they've been working on Trials for 8 years or something like that. Mm-hmm. It's a big game. They want people to actually enjoy this one. So it's still an experiment because they don't know how it's going to go. They don't know if people are going to like it or not, but they want to experiment and see if people enjoy it. Because if they do enjoy it, they'll add it in 3. They'll add a side multiplayer thing. So you can play the main game, but also play multiplayer. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So they're just going to do a Warzone, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. There's Outlast Trials, there's Scorn, which looks weird. I did watch the gameplay. That looks weird, dude. I don't know how I feel about that game.
If the Flood... Oh, dude.
Huh?
Dying Light 2.
If it actually comes out, yeah. they keep saying, it's coming out, and they're like, nah, it's not coming out.
I forgot about that game, and I honestly don't care about it anymore. I don't care about it anymore. I don't care.
I like how one of the tags on Steam says parkour.
Parkour.
Yeah, there's parkour in that game.
There's a lot of parkour in that game.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Dying Light 2, Scorn, Outlast Trials.
You know what Scorn reminds
Resident Evil 8.
Scorn, if
any other horror games?
If the Alien universe, right, and the Flood from Halo had a baby, it would be Scorn.
I can see that. Are there any other horror games coming out next year?
We got another horror game coming. Actually, no, we got a few horror games coming up next year. There's Madden 22, and NBA 2K22, FIFA 22.
Seriously, why
those are horror games.
Now I'm gonna have nightmares. EA Sports, it's in your dreams.
Wait, there's an Xbox game coming out. The other one. Where you go between worlds or whatever. What was that game called?
It ain't Ratchet and Clank.
No, that horror game where you go between worlds. That Xbox exclusive that's coming out.
What are you talking about?
We saw trailers for it. It's she is in one world. She goes to another world.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called, but that one looks interesting.
It looks like crap.
It looks interesting.
I don't care.
I mean, you don't care about most games, so let's be real.
Yeah. I'm a basic bitch.
You literally play the same game. You don't care. If they put a skin on it and call it something else, still play it. That's you. That's your games. Yeah. I'm messing my other.
You're partially right. I think you're right.
But yeah, looking at this list, there's Unholy. I don't know what that's about. It's a PC game. There's Ghostwire Tokyo. That doesn't look
yeah, bro.
That's the Bethesda horror game, the first person one. It doesn't look horror to me, but it does look really interesting. It looks like a fun game.
Is this what you're talking about? It's called The Medium.
The Medium, yeah. That's the Xbox exclusive horror game coming out.
Explore 2 realities.
There's a sequel. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Simultaneously.
There's a sequel to Little Nightmares coming out. I don't know if you guys ever played Little Nightmares, but that game was kind of creepy. It wasn't scary, it was creepy. It just made you feel a little uneasy. It was a platformer.
I keep looking at this game. It actually looks pretty cool.
What?
It's called Absinthe.
That sounds familiar.
It says a psychological first-person horror experience set in California, USA, blurring the line.
Oh, it's in California. It's already a horror game.
Stop talking, please. Blurring the line between game and reality. Confront the events which completely change Zane's life.
Sounds dumb.
Yeah, just like your life.
I mean, my life isn't dumb. It's pretty great. Who put Last of Us Part 2 as a horror game? Oh my gosh.
Okay, yeah, so Last of Us 1 and Part 2 are technically a horror game.
Yeah.
Technically...
It is a horror game because of how bad it is. You're right. But yeah, obviously, I don't know about all the horror games coming out soon, but I do know there is a lot coming out next year for the next gen stuff, so I'll be definitely checking out some of them. Not all of them because there's just too many. But yeah, I'll definitely be checking out Outlast Trials, Resident Evil 8, and Ghostwire for sure.
Dude, remember when this game first came out? GTFO.
Yeah.
We added it to the wish list, but never got it.
Yeah. And then I saw people playing. I was like, oh, this looks really stupid.
Yeah.
But
looks like you guys were smart.
But yeah, obviously, there's let us know what you guys think. What your favorite horror games are. What horror games you're looking forward to. Or like if there's a horror game that we didn't talk about that you guys think is interesting. Might not be one of your favorites, but like one that you think is interesting. Let us know, and I'll definitely check it out. I don't know about Mike already, but
yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I enjoy playing new games. I enjoy checking out new games. So if you guys have any, what's the word? Wow, any suggestions, let us know. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this podcast. Just taking it easy since it's Halloween.
And if you guys have any ideas of what you want us to talk about, just comment on Facebook, Twitter, any social media you can think of. I'm pretty sure Government Gamers is out there on it.
Anyways, so thank you guys for listening. We'll be back with you guys in a week, and we will hope to see you all there. Take it easy and peace out.
Oh yeah, bye.
You're so